Yes, I know what you're thinking right now.
What the hell is this Asian kid with a bunch of pimples on his face and weird eye sacs in front of a Miata?
Well, I have goodies to install to this car. A big turbo. But before I go fast, I gotta stop fast. So today I'm going to install new brakes and pads and also brake lines. I'm gonna start with the front brakes. So first, jack up your Miata. Step 2. Remove the wheel. And I forgot to loosen my lug nut before lifting the car off the ground. So, pro tip, if you have jacked your car up into the air and then try to loosen the lug nut, and all it does is this. Well, you can get your breaker bar and then do this. Now the lug nut is loose. Now you can remove the wheel. What the hell? If the wheel doesn't come off after you remove the lug nuts, you can get under the car and then kick it. There, the wheel is off. Now you can remove the wheel. Step 3. Turn your steering wheel so you can reach the bolts behind the brake caliper. Behind the caliper, you will see 2 bolts here and here. Remove the slider pin first. And then you should be able to slide it out like this. Step 5. Slide the caliper up and you should be able to see 2 pins which you will need to squeeze to remove. And you should be able to remove the brake pads like this. Step 6. Slide the caliper out like this. And don't let the brake caliper hang in the air because that can stress the brake line. Step 7. Remove these 2 bolts here holding the caliper bracket in. Step 8. Remove the brake rotor, but mine doesn't want to come off. If this is also the case for you, you can go to the trunk of your Miata. And flip this cover up. You will see this pin holding the jack in place. Remove it by turning it. Back here at the brake rotor, you will see this hole right here. Insert the pin into the hole and thread the pin into it. The rotor should pop out just like that, and you should be able to remove the rotor. Now the brake disc is off. Now it's time to install the new brakes and also pads, which I ordered as a bundle from Flying Miata. But before you install the new parts, you will want to clean the hub surface. This will help the rotor sit properly against the hub. Here I use some brake cleaner. After the brake cleaner dries, you can apply some copper anti-seize onto the hub so the rotor will not seize to the hub again. Next, get new gloves and spray the new brake rotor with more brake clean. The reason why I'm doing this is because most manufacturers ship out their brake rotors with a coat of oil that prevents the rotor from rusting. But you want to get rid of this oil before installing the new brake rotors. Do the same thing for the back. Now you can install the new brakes. The installation process is basically the reverse of what you just did. So start by installing the new rotor. Then put the caliper bracket in. And torque the two bolts down. Now get your caliper and wipe the slider pin with a towel to remove the old grease. And then apply some 3M silicone paste on there to lubricate the slider pin. Then you can slide the caliper back into the bracket. You will need to check for cracks on the rubber boot here and also here. They will need to be replaced if they are cracked. You also need to check that the caliper is sliding smoothly. Now get your new brake pads and put some copper anti-seize here and here, and slide it into the caliper. Do it for the other side too. If the caliper doesn't close after the new brake pads are installed, the brake piston will need to be compressed. Normally, you can use a piston compressor to push the piston back into the caliper, but since I don't have one, I use my vise to compress it. If you do it my way, just remember to bleed the brakes afterwards. I forgot to install the pins previously, so I'm gonna do it now. Then slide the caliper down. Take the other slider pin and wipe it with a towel. Then put some silicone paste on there. And put the slider pin back in. Torque it. After you have done that, you can now put the wheel back on. The process of changing the rear rotors and pads is very similar to the front. Start by removing the wheel. Then, at the back of the caliper, there will be this bolt right here that you need to remove. After you do that, there will be a 4mm Allen key pin inside there that you need to turn counterclockwise, then remove. The pin should look something like this. Put it somewhere safe. You can also remove this 14mm bolt holding the handbrake cable in. Removing this will make it easier for you to slide the caliper out. To get to the starter pin, you will need to remove this dust cap here. And then you should be able to remove the starter pin. Then start the caliper up. Mine was stuck, so I had to use a pry bar. Now you can remove the old brake pads as well as the brake hardware. Remove these two bolts to remove the caliper bracket. Remove the brake rotor. And then clean the hub surface with some brake clean. And I put some corporate anti-seize on there. Get new gloves and install the new rotor. I like to put a few lug nuts on there just to hold things in place. Now you can put the caliper bracket back on there and torque it. Wipe the starter pin with a towel to remove all grease. Put silicone paste on there and slide the caliper back in. Because I did not purchase new brake hardware, I reused my old ones after wiping them clean and put a bit of copper anti-seize on it. Do the same thing for the other one and put it back into the caliper bracket while installing new pads. To retract the brake piston on the rear, do not use a clamp or vise. Instead, insert the Allen key pin back into the caliper and turn it counterclockwise until you are able to fit the new pads into the caliper. Then grease the lower starter pin and slide it back in, and torque it. If you remove the handbrake cable like I did, now you should put it back and also slide the cable back into the caliper. And torque the bolt holding the handbrake cable in. Now you can tighten the brake again. To do this, turn the Allen key pin clockwise until it is firm and then back off a third of a turn. Now you can put this bolt back in. Finally, you can put the wheel back on. Now you should follow a proper braking procedure like the one shown right here. This will help your brake perform like it should when you need it. And you are done! If you thought that this video was helpful in any way, or if you enjoyed it, then please leave a like and also stay tuned for more Miata videos.